Welcome, my friends. I'm so grateful that you're here. And to those who are new, I just thought I'd mention to you what my channel is about. And I pick topics that I feel that are relevant, and I hope that you will too, for the purpose of improving the quality of your daily life and of your personal spiritual practices. I base them on Native American teachings and on my own experiences too. And the topic that I'd like to tackle today is practical spirituality. And what is it anyway? Why is it important now? Well, it's based on universal principles. In other words, it's not tied to a specific religion, although it can be included if this is the way that you practice your spirituality. And the reason why I feel that it is so important today is that we live in a global culture that has us stuck living in our heads between running in countless directions at once, being glued to technology, always either anxious about how we're going to make ends meet or whatever it is that our minds are filled with, where we can't even sleep at night. We become lost. We become lost in that to the point where, sadly, there are many people that cannot even connect with their hearts or knows what makes them happy. So effectively, what this global modern culture has done, it has energetically beheaded its people so that there is a loss of connection between the head and the heart. It creates a profound isolation with the self, the sacred self, the self with the universe, and even from each other, because we get stuck here versus relating from here. And so I would like to talk about the benefits of incorporating practical spirituality, and it might be easier than you think. And it is extremely useful, as it is implied. It is incorporating spirituality into your everyday life. And what this does is that this will increase your sense of wellness, your overall sense of well-being, and the ability to just be able to close your eyes and feel more connected within yourself, feeling grounded, being able to connect with your sacred self, your spirit helpers, and of course with each other. And through that, what you do is that you incorporate certain basic beliefs and you introduce them into the quality of the everyday. So I just want to put some caveats to that. So in other words, as I mentioned before, what you bring into these daily practices do not create toxic judgment for yourself or for others. It does not create separation and wedges between yourself and others, and that includes other beings, animals, and nature. So the idea of when you incorporate a practice like this, again, it's meant to enhance connection and wellness. So say, for example, once upon a nightmare, and I had a corporate life, I would bring the concepts of Native American spirituality based on the medicine wheel. And using that, I would base my decisions in helping others. I was in customer service. And with my shamanic gifts, I would use that to be able to sense energy and different messages to help to resolve the issues that people were calling me on the phone from when I worked at a health insurance corporation. So what happens here is that just from that, it was so funny that I never mentioned the Good Red Road, I never mentioned it, but it was so successful that ultimately my corporation noticed I ended up teaching what was essentially the medicine wheel to other people from a universal perspective that allowed for them not only to resolve problems within the customer service, but it was their discovery that it assisted them with everyday life. So what happens is when you take something that firmly helps to guide your life and you weave it into the everyday, it helps to guide decisions. It helps for you to really live your values in ways that are authentic. And it's a way of being mindful as well. So it helps for you to stop and to consider your different actions. Does it resonate here? As well as make sense here. So ultimately, one way, again, of being able to practice practical spirituality is consider the universal values that you would have, again, of kindness, compassion. There's so many that there are. And if there's a belief system that you have that, once again, does not ostracize or toxically judge anyone, that you can begin to incorporate as you walk. And the beautiful thing of it is that it radiates from you. You feel such a sense of centeredness and groundedness versus having your life split up in different places. The other way that I would say to you in practical spirituality is I'm going to say you can turn about just about anything into a spiritual practice. And how so? Well, sometimes we are so busy, and it's just the reality of it. A lot of us are working more than one job just to be able to make ends meet, or we're chasing after children, or again, whatever it is that you're pursuing, that the quiet times we have might be this big. So it could be within when you're taking a shower, breathing, connecting with your body, connecting with feeling the water running over you. It could be as simple as being completely present, whether it's enjoying your favorite cup of tea. Sorry, I'm a tea drinker, to put that in there. Looking at nature, being fully present when someone is speaking to you, and that includes, of course, friends and family members, true family, true friends, as well as coworkers. And the other point is, as well, it includes making time for sacred rituals. So by whichever way that you would connect with the universe, prayer, could be moving meditation, whether it's going for a walk, it could be yoga, qigong, whichever way that truly connects your body, your heart, where your spirit is seated, and your mind, putting all of them into alignment. So what this does is that it allows for you to be more fully alive. No longer are you separated where your head is here and then you're disconnected from your heart over here. You find yourself being completely in one place. And this is useful because not only is this wonderful to feed and enrich yourself when times are good, it allows for you to have a place of security, a place of guidance, especially when times are tough. Because it's not that at the last second you're reaching for something. Since you have incorporated these different practices of living as you believe in a way of kindness and universal heart, then you will find, from a karmic stance, this comes back to you many times over through people, through messages, through synchronistic events, through knowing the path is open. And you can have conversations with your sacred self and with your mind. And through that, there is always that sense of security, that there's always a place to ground, a place to find advice in good times and in bad. So this is why I wanted to share with you. Imagine a world, and indeed you can start today. Some of you might have started already, where this practice of practical spirituality, acts of kindness, putting yourself in a place of empathy with another, unites the heart and the head, the heart and the mind. It keeps you on your path, because when you are living practical spirituality, you see the values in addition to the goals that you might have. When you start drifting, or someone comes in your life that is just wrong or off, you'll feel it here first. There'll be a dissonance that happens. And usually it'll be your heart that detects it first. And you can just feel it in your body. And then the mind can then begin to analyze it. So everything begins to work together. And when you have that, there's a sense of fulfillment. And you can take time to contemplate, what is your life purpose? And I'll be doing other videos and talking about that. Actually, I do have one already, if you look back on my list, that talks about how to find and live your life purpose. And I'll be doing more teachings of that, and have mentored other people in that regard. But with that, you can contemplate your life purpose. You can then begin, does it feel right? And then with your mind, heart, and head working together, exploring the practical ways of being to express your life purpose and taking care of yourself. I can't say this enough, that in addition to this, along the way, I mentioned a lot about the heart, where the spirit resides in your head. But as I've said in previous videos, honoring your body. Good, healthy self-care is another vital form of practical spirituality. So as you go forward, contemplating a sense of wellness and goodwill within yourself, and mindfully, to the best of your ability, in every interaction that you have, it becomes contagious in a very positive way. It gives you strength and emotional resilience and spiritual fortitude when you come against those who would willingly try to take you down or refuse to see. You know, they just see their way, or they allow for their pain or their anger to be what leads them. Versus when you're here with practical spirituality, issues that maybe are painful, you allow for them to be portals of deeper understanding, deeper compassion, and further growth. So this is what I wanted to share with you, my friends. I mean, this is just so, in a way, it is simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's just a matter of incorporating it. In the beginning, it becomes a little difficult because you may not be used to it yet. It might be used to just being here, and then you may or may not be touched with your heart over here. But the more you walk, the more this alignment begins to happen. It becomes natural. You don't even have to think about it. Being able to perceive and sense messages from your sacred self, from the universe, from your environment around you becomes just, as it should be, natural. And your spirituality gives you strength, nourishes you, and brightens the world. So I would love to hear in your comments below, which ways do you like to practice your spirituality, and again, in a very practical and grounded way. And for those of you who would like to go further, I would welcome you. I do a private mentoring, or if you just seek to have information from spirit guides or from your sacred self, you could schedule yourself for reading at my website, eagleskyfire.com. And overall, if you found this video useful, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And of course, once you touch the bell icon, you'll be notified whenever I do a new video. So I appreciate you. I appreciate our time together. Wanishi, may you walk in peace and bright blessings. Until the next time.